Hello, my name's Michael Conneely and I'm bringing you this video about the astrology of 2022, and the subtitle is Vision Can Lead Through Tension and Aggression. Now, you can read more about the astrology of 2022 by going to the 2022 page on my Star Wheel Astrology website. And from that, you can go to each of the 12 month pages for 2022, which wonderfully show an ephemeris of planet positions in both Vedic and Western astrology, and the charts for the new moons, full moons and eclipses, again in both Vedic and Western astrology. And also on the Star Wheel website, you can see a very useful page which tells you about the life area of the houses that are your birth chart. So you can see how transits or progressions, etc., affect you personally. But of course, for the full lowdown and detail and caring linking to healing and empowerment, buy a reading from me, go to my Star Wheel Astrology buy page. And also a new feature, our Master Vedic Astrology courses have reopened. They were shut down for some months because of pressure of numbers. But now there's 3 tutors, 3 of us taking new enrollments for the Foundation course, the Nakshatras course and the Varga course. And anyone who has completed a course with us already can in fact study all the courses listed on the Master Vedic Astrology website, including those that are shown as not open for new students at the moment because of numbers. But if you've done a course with us, you can do any of the other courses. So what I'm going to do in this video is obviously not cover all the vast amount of detail that is shown about the movement of planets in 2022 on the 2022 Star Wheel Astrology website page. I'm just going to talk about the sort of top 5 of the influences that we will all be feeling and needing to work with and maybe heal because of and find greater empowerment because of. And the first point that's listed is the Pluto return of the USA. I do believe this is very major for the USA and for the world. So basically, Pluto starts 2022 at 1 degree Vedic Capricorn and ends 2022 at 3 degrees Capricorn. And my point is that on the day the USA was formed, Pluto was at 6 degrees Capricorn. And so Pluto is closing to the first Pluto return of the USA, and the first exact hit will be April-May 2023, but we'll all feel it from now and have been feeling it for a good year. And basically, the Pluto return will inexorably cause so much darkness and woundedness to arise in the country, with the ideal that it now be faced and healed. But of course, it may be handled, unfortunately, and without healing. So I want to say that the social changes resulting from the Pluto return of the USA in the run-up to 2023 and way beyond will affect the USA and each person massively, and the whole world, because of the power wielded by the USA over the rest of us. Point number 2 is a big one about the nodes of the moon changing sign. So Rahu, the North Node, has been transiting through Vedic Taurus. And Ketu, the south node, has been transiting through Vedic Scorpio. But in April of 2022, Ketu moves into Libra. Rahu, the north node, moves into Aries. So I want to make it clear that if you have major planets in or ruling the Aries-Libra axis in your Vedic birth chart, dramatic change is coming your way. It could have fated and past life dimensions to it. Definitely get a reading from me. First of all, there will be a special focus on cultivating a proper awareness of yourself and self-assertion, Rahu in Aries. But equally importantly, we need to balance that with relationship and how we relate, Ketu transiting Libra. This is a huge transit, and actually there's great depth to it, because when Ketu enters Libra, Ketu falls under the influence of Venus, the ruler of Libra, who traditionally and rightly in Vedic astrology has been seen as the preceptor of demons. And so if you can understand your Ketu in Libra transit, your south node in Libra transit, there is so much purification work you will be able to do, and indeed so much healing in matters of love. And we're all of us given a big chance to heal in matters of love by the Venus retrograde transit that starts off the year of 2022. And indeed, we're all feeling big time at the end of December 2021. The full moon of December 2021 was such an opportunity to unlock growth in matters of love for all of us. Okay, the third of the major points listed on my 2022 webpage on my Star Wheel Astrology website is the huge Uranus transits square Saturn. Uranus has been and continues to transit Vedic Aries. Saturn has been transiting Vedic Capricorn, and apart from a brief entry into Aquarius, April to July 2022, is transiting Capricorn. So Uranus is transiting 90 degrees or square Saturn. Well, Uranus transiting Aries is massive revolution. Remember, the energy of Uranus is revolution. Uranus was discovered at the time of the storming of the Bastille, at the throwing off of the British Empire by the United States people. But the last time Uranus transited Aries, the truth is that energy produced the rise of Adolf Hitler and the run-in to World War II. That energy is obviously formidable, and it pits itself against Saturn in Capricorn. Well, Saturn in Capricorn is all about your blocks and structures, my blocks and structures, including the negative structures. We need to find our positive, empowering revolution now and become more the fullness of the man or the woman we were born to be. Again, get a reading from me, and I will offer understanding of what the energy is specifically in your chart, with options for vision work, and importantly, arising out of that, options for embodiment work, embodiment of the new revolutionary healed you or me. Okay, the fourth point I'm going to mention in this video that's listed in the Star Wheel Astrology 2022 page is Kalasapa Yoga. Now, Kalasapa Yoga is a preposterous and divisive energy that often produces fated events. It occurs when all the planets are to one side of the nodal axis. Obviously, for half of every month, the moon is transiting the other side of the nodal axis, but that does not make the Kalasapa Yoga cease to exist. It makes it worse because we have an unsupported moon called a Kimadruma moon in the ancient Vedic tradition. And this continues through the early part of 2022. It actually runs from the 14th of December 2021 to the 24th of April 2022. So expect tension and divisiveness in your life, in the country, in the society you're living in. Don't let your mind fall for this tension and divisiveness. Turn off the preposterous ranting that will go with it. Turn off the exaggerated, politically correct, endless social media posts that will boom and flourish as Kalasapa Yoga runs. Astrology isn't here to terrify us and to exaggerate and whip us up. Astrology is here to empower us and heal us. And we must remember that when the Kalasapa Yoga is running. Okay, the fifth and final point I'll mention in this video, although obviously there are more points on the 2022 Star Wheel Astrology website page, is that Jupiter and Neptune are transiting Pisces. Jupiter enters the Vedic sign of Pisces on the 13th of April 2022. Neptune enters Pisces on the 18th of April 2022. Now, at its highest, the Jupiter-Neptune combination will produce a most wonderful and needed visionary current, which, if properly handled, if properly tapped into, can favour such intuitive breakthrough, such healing, yes, healing, and such empowerment and growth. A mystical current will be offered to all of us. Chiron too is in Pisces, and so that brings a definite healing energy to this combination. But I want to make 2 points. Vision work on itself needs to be grounded, it needs to be embodied, and you can get a reading from me where I can discuss vision work you can do to become your empowered and healed self, but also how to walk that self in an embodied way. There's no point having a sort of spiritual bypass. Oh, I am a super visionary, I have this method and that method. It actually has to become embodied. And of course we have to be aware that the downside of Neptune is terrible. Negatively, Neptune is drink, drugs and delusion. Negatively, Neptune is deception and parasitism. So we're handling a two-edged energy, but one which I know from decades of vision work can produce such healing and growth. So I hope this brief 5-point summary of some of the energies of 2022 will be helpful to you, and I'd be glad to give you a reading to go into how you can handle the energies of 2022. And so on my 2022 Star Wheel Astrology page, there's loads of detail about dates and degrees of the nodes of the moon changing sign, of Kalasapa Yoga running, of every new and full moon and eclipse, including the Nakshatras that are affected, And if you have planets in the Nakshatra where there's an eclipse, you will be affected. The Nakshatras are the supremely wonderful 27-sign lunar zodiac of Vedic astrology. And they are wonderful in their declaration. If you know the Nakshatra your ascendant, sun and moon fall in, you can say so much about your emotionally based consciousness self, and how to heal it and how to up your spiritual perception of it. The dates of all the retrogrades are listed on the 2022 page, and then the dates of the transits are listed. The Mars transits for 2022, the Jupiter transits, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto and Chiron. So I hope this brief video has been useful. I'd be glad to support you by offering you a reading. We at Master Vedic Astrology will be glad if you want to enroll on one of our courses. The foundation course studies every planet in Western and Vedic astrology, looking at that planet in your chart and that planet in your tutor's chart, and we pride ourselves that keeps what's written authentic and grounded and caring, because it's all based on how the planet manifests in the lives of two flesh and blood real people. And then you can go on to do vision journeys to meet the planet, a vision journey to perceive how the sun is manifesting in your life or another planet, a vision journey to meet the divine nature of the sun, and then look at ways for healing one's own sun by connection to the divine potential of the sun, and that applies to all the other planets. They're wonderful courses. Have a look. So, I hope to meet with you, to offer you a reading or teach you a course. May 2022 be healing, be empowering, be really positive for you. Thank you.